Welcome to the 1844 Cashback Answer Series. Our topic of discussion today is the top 12 IRS tax scams for 2017. Number 1, identity theft. Number 2, phone scams. Number 3, phishing. Number 4, tax return preparer fraud. Number 5, offshore tax avoidance. Number 6, promises of big refunds. Number 7, fake charities. Number 8, inflated deductions. Number 9, excessive business credit claims. Number 10, claiming tax credits fraudulently. Number 11, abusive tax shelters. Number 12, frivolous arguments. We'll delve into each one individually right now. Number 1, identity theft. Identity theft is a problem even in the world of taxes. It happens when the criminal impersonates you, using your social security number, for example, filing a tax return in your name and collecting a refund. The IRS has been tackling this problem, and in fiscal year 2015, it initiated 776 identity theft-related investigations, resulting in 774 sentencings. It has been working behind the scenes, and in the first 9 months of 2016, it reduced the number of people who filed affidavits with the IRS saying they were victims of identity theft by almost half, compared to 2015 when affidavits dropping from 512,000 to 237,000. Number 2, phone scams. It's very important to know that the IRS is never going to call you out of the blue, demanding that you make a payment immediately. It's not going to call and ask for your credit card numbers or bank account information. If you receive an alarming or threatening call, just hang up. Number 3, phishing. Phishing is a common scam inside and outside the tax world, whereby you receive a phony email or end up at a phony website that looks legitimate, perhaps purporting to be from your bank or a major retailer or other company you trust, asking you for personal information. There are emails that look like they're from the IRS requesting personal information from you, such as your credit card number, password, or perhaps your social security number. Be on guard and don't offer personal information unless you're very sure who you're giving it to. Number 4, tax return preparer fraud. All tax preparers are not created equal. Some are very skilled while others are less so. Most are honest while a few are con artists. It's an appealing scam as they have your trust quickly, receiving lots of personal information from you, such as your social security number, bank statements, and so on. They can use the information you give them to file a return for you and pocket your refund. Number 5, offshore tax avoidance. If you think it's legal to hide money and income overseas, thereby avoiding being taxed on it, think again. This has been a big problem, leading the IRS to set up the Offshore Voluntary Disclosure Program, which helps taxpayers come clean. Since the first office opened in 2009, there have been more than 54,000 disclosures, and we have collected more than $8 billion from this initiative alone. Number 6, promises of big refunds. If an alleged tax service seems to be promising to get you a big tax refund, beware. The scam will often involve you signing a blank return and promising to fork over a percentage of your fat refund. This scam shouldn't even make sense, as no one can know what your tax bill will be until all your numbers have been crunched. These scams are often advertised via flyers and mailings, even fake storefronts centered around trusted entities such as churches or community centers. Number 7, fake charities. Another trap for unsuspecting taxpayers is the fake charity. You might have heard of a legitimate charity and might be willing to support it. Then you receive a phone call supposedly from the charity asking you to make a donation via credit card or through your bank account. If you get such a call, hang up. And if you want, look up the charity's website or phone number on your own and donate via that. Summarily, don't fall for alleged charities that have names very similar to ones you know and respect. Doctors Outside Borders, for example, is not the Nobel Prize winning Doctors Without Borders organization. Number 8, inflated deductions. This scam is often perpetrated not by full-time con artists, but by ordinary taxpayers, and it's a scam against the IRS and fellow taxpayers. It happens if you exaggerate deductions or make up false ones, such as claiming to have given more to charity than you did, or claiming more business expenses than you actually incurred. The rest of the scams are generally taxpayer-driven ones, or ones suggested by or covertly used by shady tax preparers. Number 9, excessive business credit claims. Some taxpayers overreach in claiming tax credits related to business, such as the fuel tax credit that's typically for off-highway business use, such as farming. The credit available for research is misused when a taxpayer doesn't qualify for it or can't substantiate the research. The IRS would like you to know that there's a $5,000 fine for those who file a frivolous tax claim. Number 10, claiming tax credits fraudulently. Claiming tax credits you're not eligible for is another no-no. One way taxpayers do so is by inflating their income to qualify for or receive more of certain credits. This is often in connection with refundable credits, such as the Earned Income Tax Credit, which has certain earned income requirements. Number 11, abusive tax shelters. If any tax service provider suggests that you use tax-avoiding shelters, be wary. Taxpayers should steer clear of unscrupulous promoters who sell phony tax shelters with no real purpose other than to avoid paying what is owed. Adding that, these schemes can end up costing taxpayers more in back taxes, penalties, and interest than they saved in the first place. These illicit practices include taking advantage of financial secrecy protections in other countries and setting up credit cards with offshore financial institutions to sidestep the IRS. Number 12, frivolous arguments. Finally, keeping in mind that the IRS won't be amused if you try to get out of your tax obligations by claiming that you don't really owe money because of some argument you read about or heard about. Trust that the IRS has likely heard it many times before and has gone to court and won, with such arguments being dismissed. Taxpayers do have the right to question honestly, but if you're found to be filing a frivolous return, you may face a $5,000 penalty. Finally, if you need assistance in filing your taxes for the first time, give us a call at 1-844-CASHBACK or visit our website at 1-844-CASHBACK.com, home of the Big Tax Refund.